Vision 9. And I saw swords fly overhead, and the tips of the swords dripped the blood of man, and the blood of man rained down upon the land and filled thy streets. And then I saw a great army arise from the east, and it arose with the sun to the warriors' backs, and the army moved forward. And ye seeth not the army, because the sun blinded thee. The army beeth massive and stretched from the north to the south, and the swords that flueth overhead, that dripped the blood of man from its tips, began to rain fire down upon thee. The structures around thy cities fell, and the people of the fallen cities fled for safety. I witnessed the army march over the horizon, and the iron chariots began to shoot fire. I seeth men, women, and children being burnt alive, as thou crawleth across the rubble and broken glass of the fallen buildings. I see the army of red, and the soldiers and generals smiling and laughing at the suffering they inflict, and mocking the ones who cried out for mercy. And I seeth the general, with a missing eye and a scar on the right side of his face, give the command to advance and kill everything that moveth. And so the army he commanded did so, and the city beeth taken with brutal and unforgiving force. Divination 23. And the numbers of the sick and the ill rose to an all-time high, and the ones who beeth not ill shut the doors and kept inside of thy dwelling. The disease spread across the land, and the hospitals became overrun with the diseased. Many illnesses arose in this time, and many individuals died with such illnesses and diseases. The water becameth contaminated with deadly bacteria, and the flesh of the ill became infected with a flesh-eating virus. The doctors who worked at such hospitals became sick and died, and the nation beeth left without medical professionals. The diseases spread faster and faster, and the government beeth left with no choice but to exterminate the cities that beeth infected with this disease. The world watched as the cities that beeth infected beeth quarantined and exterminated with fiery napalm. All life within the infected cities ceased, and all structures beeth bombed from a distance, and the world watched as the cities beeth completely destroyed by the governments of the world. Vision 10. And I saw a city far off in the distance, and the city beeth heavily populated. The city beeth modern, and haveth many great buildings, and many peaceful people. And I saw the city becometh a victim of many small attacks, and it shall beeth an organization of 12 men. The 12 shall be visitors from another nation, and shall try and return to their home nation after 7 attacks. 4 shall be successful and return to their country. 8 shall be detained by authorities. The authorities shall taketh the 8 men to a place where the individuals knoweth not, and the 8 men shall disappear from the world. The men shall be kept alive for many years and tortured for information. After the governing authority hath collected what beeth deemed sufficient information, the torturing shall continue for vanity and punitive reasons only. The world shall become disdained with the idea of public attacks on society, and shall begin retaliating against ye of certain ethnic or cultural characteristics who art believed to support such attacks. The public shall be led astray by the ones ye hath placed thy trust in, but ye shall knoweth not. It shall beeth wise for the individuals to seeketh ye shelter in the mountains of Mother Earth. It shall beeth wise for the individuals to findeth the pure way of life and learn how to live off of the purity of Mother Earth. The chemicals and toxins that man continues to produce shall becometh thy own poison and kill thee. Ye shall becometh the snake that bites thy own tail and dies from thy own venom. The mountains shall becometh the purifier and clean the waters. The mountains shall keep thee high above the flood zone and keepeth thee safe from disease. The mountains shall becometh thy refuge. Heed such warnings and understand that the earth shall haveth her revenge upon man for the disrespect and desecration he hath shown the planet. It shall beeth in the best interest of the free-thinking individual to form a uniting bond and a union between one another for the sole purpose of thy own protection and the protection of thy family. It beeth the sole principle of the order to maintain such protection and the protection of one's family, as well as promote the halt of further desecration of Mother Earth. The union of the order shall bind the communities of like-minded individuals and unite each as brethren and sistren knights of the cause, and the community shall function without jealousy, envy, arrogance, or greed.